I'm going to show you how to paint this scary neon snake, and it is scary, and in this 30-part video essay I will explain why. Once it's primed gray and hit with white ink from above, we get some fluorescent pink, bubblegum pink, pure white, and a bucket of flow aid, not water. Starting with half fluorescent and bubblegum, we dilute with flow aid until it's the consistency of diluted paint, and instead of carefully painting it, we just let it spill everywhere like your muffin top. It'll feel wrong doing this, I know, but it'll also feel exciting, and you can spend your whole life painting conservatively, but you'll still die from heart disease. So while this is drying, I'll mention neon, as commercially represented visual horror likely started with an Italian movie called Suspiria, which is fine. Italians don't even like Italian movies, I wouldn't recommend it. From here on, we're painting with capillary action, no talent necessary, adding flow aid to all of our paint and dropping it into gaps, biased more and more every time to the source of the neon glow. We start with just adding more fluorescent, then transition to all fluorescent, then with white added until we're only concerned with pure white like the GOP. Waiting for the previous paint to dry isn't necessary, it'll actually blend easier if it isn't, but there's a sweet spot where the previous paint has dried and contracted enough that it'll blend a bit without completely blending together with the new paint. If you like neon horror, there's so many options without Nicolas Cage, with Nicolas Cage, without. I
don't fuck my pig.
Okay, that wasn't the line, Nick. Next up, we're taking a cool gray and doing normal glazing to clean up some of the distortions from the pooling, but not completely next to the glow, as we still want some neon left behind to imply light bleeding out. You can add more and more white to the gray to keep focus in some points of highlight, and I'd recommend using those cheap makeup sponges to save your time and mental health, eventually finishing up with a very light white dry brush. There's something unsettling about neon used the right way. Neon is obviously a shorthand for future punk and techno dystopia, but there's an application that leaves an unsettled and threatening feeling, especially when contrasting something dull, gray, or institutional. It perverts the intention of the source. With sinister neon, the clinical trust of a hospital becomes suspect. A forest becomes alien. A church is a place of perversion and despair, but now also has neon. This kind of neon horror obviously works so well with things like Slaanesh or any other sort of Hellraiser kind of thing. Integrate it into your work, people will love it, and if they don't, who cares? They're cowards who don't have the gut flora to digest you.